Okay guys, changed to a 4-iron, so because that wind's coming off that out of bounds fence there, and let's just see if we can see a little bit of ball flight down range. It's hard looking down there into the sun. I can't see the ball, but I think that went pretty straight. They feel really strong, even though the wind is coming on the beam here. It just feels like it's holding itself back into that breeze, or that half hurricane. Come on, Jay. That felt just perfect. Again, a few people ask me why I never practice with short irons. Guys, I think I've said before, I don't get anything out of short irons. They disguise a miss-hit too easily because of all the spin and the loft. The 3 clubs I usually practice with are 4, 5 and 6. That's it. It's very rare that I'll be hitting 8 irons and 9 irons, only if I've got a specific shot that I'm working on. Come on, Jay. Guys, see this action here? That's keeping the club face looking at the ball. That's what I want to do. I don't want to roll it open, and I want to rehearse the feeling of that release. I want to get it there on the backswing as the release, because that's the feeling I want on the through swing. That feels like frozen rope straight. I actually saw that. It just looked like it was really as good as I could get it. The wind moved it a couple of feet, that's all. And it's really strong, guys. Look at that. Okay, come on, Jay. Give this one a bit of Larry Dooley, as we say over here in Oz. Come on. That's as good as I can hit it. I can't hit it better than that. I've never hit it better than that. So it's just enormously encouraging to be able to hit the ball with this degree of, I won't say quality, because the quality usually is not a trait of my ball striking. I hit it okay, guys, but I'm not world-class ball striker or tour class, but I hit it okay for the golfer I am. But guys, that's a really nice shot for me. Come on, Jay. Now if I can just increase the length of that backswing and the duration, because I'm so much concentrating on the drive that I'm forgetting about the loading. What's interesting, guys, is this release, that release, it's not a roll release, it's that type of release. Scissor type movement, that's what it feels like. Feels like this hand wants to go that way and that one wants to go that way. That's a complex feeling. I know how to do it because I know what Mike Austin did. I saw him demonstrate it, and I saw Mike Dunaway demonstrate it. And Mike Dunaway demonstrated it to me. Hip on this way to show you that release. You hear it a lot on the JH practice tee. Or I say, I've never hit a better shot than that. Well, I haven't. I haven't. And that's what I love about exploring new processes, new things, new developments, new experiments. Because you can come out and you can do stuff and you can get that. Even at my age, you think at my age, you know, you'd be giving up and saying, oh, well, I'm not going to be as good as I was. And a lot of things I'm not. But in the gym, I'm as good as I was, weight-wise. And that ball striking is as good as I've ever hit it. I've never hit 4 irons better than that. Okay, today's golf clubs are very forgiving compared to the old clubs. But that's really, really, okay, down. That was an unbelievable shot, but I dragged it a little bit because you saw it to finish. I was here. I was concentrating so much on the release and the fire that I never got the drive. But still only pulled it 5 yards, but it was really strong and a really nice flight. But I'm concentrating so much on this that I'm forgetting the drive. So okay, put it all together, JH. Put it all together. Like that. Look at this guy. Guys, I'll hit a couple of, I've got, in the set that I play, the TaylorMade M2s, they only go to 4 iron. So I bought a couple of extra irons, a couple of 4 irons, and I've got one bent to a strong 3 iron, I've got one bent to a really, and I lengthened them accordingly, and bent to a really strong 2 iron. So I hit some 2 irons down here. Yeah, the 2 iron's only about 17 degrees. It's really strong. What's the difference between that and a 4 iron? In the swing, nothing. The only difference is it's 20 yards longer in carry. Maybe 24 yards long. I usually have about 12 yards difference between clubs, but that's gone miles. And the wind has dropped down a little bit. Probably only 30 k's now instead of 60. Okay, come on, guys. See this, guys? Keeping it looking. I don't know what that sounds like. But it just, the impact sounds fantastic. Well, here, sounds great, and it feels great. I've really got the feeling of it now, guys. What's interesting is the impact is just slightly off centre towards the toe on the long iron, because I must be doing this. I must be firing it there. I'm not firing it and going forward and getting the club going out towards the ball. The club is actually just pulling in a little bit, which is good, because these have got so much meat just off centre. I find the sweet spot on these is just out, is not in the centre, it's actually just out towards the toe a bit. Actually in the long irons I try and hit it there. Come on, guys. That's as good as I can hit the golf ball. I'm going to hit these balls here because it's just, I'm working this in, guys. I promise you, this is something we should develop. Even, I'll try and hit this 2 iron with that that half transference of mass that we talked about in the first video for the guys that can't get through the ball because of injuries or whatever. A long iron might be a bit hard to hit, but we'll give it a go. I want to come in, just release it there, but stop, but with a full mass transfer. Look at this, guys, look, that's all back there. That's interesting. Because I'm stopping here, I'm getting more release and I'm getting more of the energy of the club at impact. And I've got a chance to keep this a little bit more this way than that way, because I'm stopping the torso rotation. That's the ball flight there. What's the difference in the ball flight? It's lower and more penetrating. So if anybody hits the ball high with no penetration, this could be great for you. And if it was into the wind, that's exactly the shot I would hit. Precisely that shot. So I'm back here. There's a lot of clamp on that. I don't like to clamp my long irons, but that's just because I'm staying back a little bit. Instead of rotating through. So I'm right on top of the ball. Look at this, guys, look. Straighten the leg there, but this is nowhere near up. And my shoulders are significantly closed when I hit the ball. Alright, I'll just go back to normal. So you can hit the ball with that abbreviated mass delivery. I'll hit this as hard as I can. See if I can hit it down to that back fence there. Just got in between weight distribution. I was swinging far, but I didn't get my weight through enough. I was here. Just went okay, but didn't carry anywhere near as far as I needed it to with that amount of energy. Still went dead straight. That's as good as I can hit it. Okay, that's a really hard power draw. Starts about 4 or 5 yards right and then comes back onto the target. Which means my angle of attack has got to be 6 to 8 into out. Guys, I haven't, of all the shots I've hit today, only about 3 or 4 have not been right in the middle of the club in terms of impact quality, which is encouraging seeing it so early in the development of the swing. Come on, Chase. That's the greatest 2-iron I've ever hit in my life. I know you hear it a lot, but I only say it because it's true. And that swing must look reasonably effortless, guys, because it is. I feel like I've got a lot of mass transference, but I haven't got a lot of, you know, angst of hit or impulse to hit it. Now that's a different shot for me. That's gone so far because it went flatter because I really jammed it. I got really, the wrap over release was a little severe and I really jammed it. That's how you should hit an iron, but I don't like to hit long irons like that. But that just went so far because it went flatter. Okay, come on, James, one more. One more. Now, just came down. You know when I said that other shot was the best shot I've ever hit? Well, this is a new press release. That was the best shot I've ever hit with a long iron. That was just flush city. They've given me a new place to hit here on the range, guys. No one else allowed here. It's about 350 yards, 40 yards from the teeing area, and unless there's a really strong downwind, they can't get here. Today it's into them, so they can't possibly get here. Okay, last shot. Come on, Jage. Okay, why don't you hit a driver? Got two new Pro V1s here, guys, which I'll pick up on the way out. We're headed down near the gate. The same thing with the wrap over release. This is where you really get the club head speed there. Whew. Lots of club head speed there. Now what's hard for me with the driver is having the steeper shoulder turn. I'm not used to that. I'm usually quite level with my shoulder turn. Wow. Okay, I was back a little bit. I was concentrating on the release. Still went just a very, very slight push. You know, only a couple of yards. Dead straight with a little push. But that's only because I was back here a little bit. If I do all that and transfer the weight, like that, what's that old song? If my mama could only see me now. If the boys here could only see that now. Okay guys, bit of stuff today, a few videos, but this is a development program and I'll give you more and more as we go along. But there are a couple of things. Now today, just to review, just try this type of release, no matter what swing you've got. Try that type of release. This one. That one. Not that one. Try and get the lead arm staying back here when you release it. Don't pull it forward like that. That way. The other thing, if you want to, if you've got a few, you know, wear and tear problems with the hips or knees, we can transfer the mass, but we don't have to go through. That's still a lot of mass transfer, but we don't have to go through to that complete walk-through finish. What's the most used phrase in golfers practicing? One last shot. Come on. Come on. And that's encouraging. That's always good, guys. The last shot of the day is the best shot. A beautiful flight, but again, I've got to finish here with the full walkthrough. Okay guys, there'll be more during the week, but it's an exciting concept this, and I think it can work for any of us. There'll be variations of it that I'll start to build, but the main components will stay in there. And I think you can adapt those to even your own conventional swing. More during the week. I never missed a shot there, you know. Did you see those?